Yeah, I'm gonna get me an expensive sex robot doll. I had one in 2006. She was black. I was real rough with her and I broke her.
This is Todd, aka countrychefbeerboy, and he's a strange character that seems to blur the lines between trying to act wacky and crazy.
80-year-old breastfeeding his 50-year-old son? That's fucking ridiculous. I can't even... motherfucking shit.
And actually being wacky and crazy.
Like I said, I know you guys know, a lot of you guys out there know I've had or are aware that I've had a fart fetish for a long time now. And, to fantasize, smell like a girl's anus.
Like, he's mainly known online for drinking 40s, dancing topless, doing weird role-playing, and talking about his strange, deeply personal fetishes. And there's plenty of all that in this video, so let me just show you what I'm on about.
In this video, I'm going to ask you guys, the viewers, a question. And it's a precise question, and I would appreciate it if I could get some true and correct and accurate, adequate answers. And please shed as much light as you can for me, because this is something that I've been curious about for so long, and I always think about it. I want to know. I want to get an idea and get to know the truth. Now, I want to know. I know this is off topic, but I want to know what pretty girl, like a very attractive girl's butt, smells like, because I heard it's the sweetest scent on earth. Her rear end. I'm sure you guys have seen many females, or maybe even had experiences with females, and maybe she sat on a chair and you smelled the chair after she got off and you liked the scent. I heard the prettier the person, the sweeter the scent, the nicer it comes along. It's the sweetest scent on earth, I heard. If she farts or if she doesn't fart, if you just smell her butt, and her butt probably would smell really good. But you take the models out there that model, think about Cindy Crawford or other models or really pretty girls out there, and you just think, well, they don't stink. I mean, guys stink, but girls don't stink. So I want to know if you guys had some first-hand experience with it, and if so, let me know. Tell me what it smells like. Maybe like peaches, flowers, apples, cinnamon rolls, perfume, daisies, tulips, roses, sugar and spice, apricot, cinnamon, like I said. I just want to know, what a cute gal's butt would smell like. The really attractive ones. The really skinny, good-looking ones. With nice bodies. What do their asses? What do their tushes smell like? Even if they fart, that would be pretty, because they're pretty on the outside, pretty on the inside, etc., etc. I mean, I hear it's the best thing a guy could put his nose up to and smell, and I would love to experience it, maybe, hopefully, one time. I want to know if you guys, the viewers, whoever's watching, has encountered or experienced any of this, and you can give me some answers, insights into it, because I'm just always curious, and I'm left puzzled and clueless about it, because I have my own notion, I have my own idea what it would be like. And I stand true to how I feel about it. I'm adamant about how I feel about it, and I don't think anyone could persuade me otherwise, because I believe what I believe.
Yeah, yo. Hear about this grandmother, you know, that she's like 82 years old, and she's like breastfeeding her 45-year-old son, you know.
What me and my mum do in our own private time is up to us, so can't judge us for it. Don't know why you're even discussing it.
Get the fuck out of the way!
Get the fuck out of the way, bitch!
This 85-year-old man.
Uh-oh, retard alert!
This fucking 80-year-old bitch fucking breastfeeding your 50-year-old son.
Almost 50.
If the son is retarded, man. What kind of Down syndrome he has or some shit, you know? Like, what's wrong with that motherfucker? Do you know? Breastfeeding. 50-year-old man. Do you know what kind of disease he has or something?
That's fucking insane. I mean, breastfeeding an 80-year-old breastfeeding his 50-year-old son? That's fucking ridiculous. I can't even... motherfucking shit.
You know
I mean,
what?
he must like the taste of it or something. Maybe it's sweet or something.
You know what? Maybe she's breastfeeding him. Well,
His
you know-
mushroom tip.
Yeah, some old English brand malt liquor. I mean, you know what? If my mom would give me, when I would be like 25 years old, some delicious old English brand malt liquor, I would drink that shit from her fucking teeth. But unfortunately, women don't produce malt liquor. They produce some kind of a milk, not malt liquor.
Breast milk.
Breast milk. But breast milk doesn't taste like malt liquor.
80-year-old. Can you imagine? If you can imagine that your mom would want you to suck on her titties. I mean, what would you do? What would you say? I mean, that's some. I've seen a lot of crazy crap before, but that's some Hodge twins. Hodge twins ain't never seen anything that whacked out. That's some snap. That'll snap your back just thinking about it, man. That'll snap your muscles and all your tendons and your joints and make you want to bleed out of your chest.
It is funny to see him not know the next word that's about to come out of his mouth. He's just winging it constantly, a bit like I am right now.
But here's the thing though about like being fucking 50 years old. You know what you can do though? You know, if fucking 50 years old, you know, you can get a bitch to fuck with you, you know? You put some fingers in her pussy, you rub her clit, and then you can fucking eat her teeth. I mean, that shit is normal, you know? It's sicky dick, it's like fucking balls deep, man. Balls deep,
I
man.
think he just might like to just the taste of her breast milk, you know, like that doesn't matter how old.
Get out of the way, get out of the way, man. You said what?
I think he must just like the sweet sugared taste of the milk, you know, of her milk, from her tits.
Yeah, I'm gonna get me an expensive sex robot doll. I've kind of been aware of it for like 4 or 5 years now that they actually make them artificial intelligence. They put like brains in these dolls, and they can actually walk, they move, they have a chest cavity, they could breathe, they could blink, they could walk, they could talk, they can make facial expressions. They feel like the real thing. The only bad part is they don't produce heat. Well, they can produce heat, but not like a real human being, and they unfortunately can't produce real saliva like a real female. But sex dolls, the most expensive one that I've seen was $20,000. I would be willing to spend $20,000 if I was rich. I'd give me like 7 the best sex and robot dolls that are realistic to human female, so I can have sex with them whenever I want. I'd drop about $100,000 on sex dolls. I would if I was a millionaire.
I wanna be a
Millionaire.
so fucking bad. Buy all of the
Sex dolls.
I never had.
I'd have a short. I'd want one to be short, like 5'8", another one to be 5'2", another one to be like 5'4", one Japanese. I like to have a blonde, Japanese, ebony, Jewish, Arab, and a Muslim, and tailored to my likings, because you know, after all, you know, I mean, at least they won't complain like a real woman would be like, I have an attitude. Oh no, I don't feel like having sex. Well, at least with a sex doll, you can have sex whenever you want, 24/7. But unfortunately, they don't have the body aroma like a real female, a real human. They won't have the body aroma or the saliva, or they won't fart for you if you want them to. They won't have the human being hormones. Like, I don't think they could put hormones in a sex or love doll. I don't think they can, but maybe in the future they will. But you could position them any position you want for sex. To me, it appeals to me for disabled people, mentally challenged people. They come in handy. Sex doll. People that are just gonna be lonely.
You better take a sip. You fucking sleazy asshole.
I talked to the cook today at work, told him about that guy that was an asshole and told me I was a bitch. You know what he said? The cook, I told the cook, and you know what he told me? I never really been in any fights, real fights, that was like life or death. I never been in a fight that was life or death before. I've sparred and done martial arts, and a kid on the playground in 4th grade punched me. His name was Scooter. Got threatened a lot. People pulled their fists back at me like they were gonna hit me. Got in a fight in Israel one time.
Yeah, me too, actually. I was like 12 and some fucking Israeli kid tried to drown me in a pool at my cousin's bar mitzvah in Jerusalem.
Put the guy in a headlock. Jewish kid that knew judo. He was like, let me go, let me go. Other than that, I've never been in any serious fights. I've come close before to having fights. I've challenged people to fights before. Cook, I told the cook what happened in my video yesterday. You know what the cook told me? The cook told me I should have been like, well, show me I'm a bitch then.
Pretty easy advice to give to someone when you won't have to be the one ending up being someone's bitch.
Show me I'm your bitch, motherfucker. Because he called me out. He was like, what are you looking at, bitch? So I should have turned around and said, well, show me I'm a bitch then. And then if he would come in my territory and walked up to a fight, I would have been the one with the first move. But I felt like a coward. A little wimp, but I don't like people that smart at me, a smart ass. I don't like a smart ass and a fucking thug. If you're gonna treat me like a thug, I'll be a thug 10 times worse. I don't care, give or take. I'll fight to the death. I don't give a shit.
Fake news.
I ain't really got a whole lot to lose. So I do. I got a lot of nice possessions. I worked hard for it, but other than that, I'm basically a chump and a young buck. I mean, I don't have no social life and no woman in my life. That's why I'm gonna get me a sex doll. I had one in 2006. She was black. I was real rough with her and I broke her. It was the summer of 06. I was so rough on her, I busted the... She was like $50 at a cheap sex doll. I was real rough with her and the whole thing popped on me. I was on top of her and it was like popped on me. It was funny as hell. I was like a pound. I was like a warthog on her. Like, let's see, horny on her. She had pretty eyes for a sex doll though. She had 3 holes. Man, she was cute. She was actually pretty sexy for a cheap love doll or sex doll.
That stuff is wickedly nasty. Here comes the fucking sneezing. Ooh. Tune. Consider yourself lucky and fortunate you get to watch me sneeze on camera on the video. Oh, jeez, all peas. That stuff.
So yeah, apparently this is what some people get up to with their day. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not out there fucking saving lives or doing charity work. But I'm also not crawling on the floor pretending to be a cat. So yeah, I guess there's a spectrum to life.
You know, I think, in my honest opinion, regarding the fetish, the fart fetish, I think that ultimately, it just, the thing is about it is, I think the bottom line is, it all depends on what the woman eats. If she eats McDonald's day in and day out every single day, like Big Macs, it's probably not going to smell that pleasant. Whereas if she's like on a vegan or a vegetarian diet, or she, you know, is conscious about what she eats, and you know, it's on like a kind of like a what do you want to say, like a wise diet, I guess, or like a controlled diet where she eats intelligently and, you know, smart and everything, and, you know, eats whole foods and natural stuff and like not junk food. You know, I much rather participate in my fetish with a girl that leads that kind of life, compared to a girl that just goes to McDonald's every single day, eats hamburgers and meat and pork and fried food and junk and candy and potato chips. You know what I'm saying? I rather smell her butt, you know, if she's into that kind of lifestyle. Or, you know, I would take the farts with open arms, and I'd love it. I would just, and that's just me, though. I mean, usually the prettier, that's just my opinion, the prettier the female, the prettier is whatever goes in must come out. The prettier, the better the experience of the aroma, you know what I mean, guys. Come on, it's not that hard to grasp this and understand, you know. It's like some of you are just taken out of context, I think, and but you know, I know a good amount about this topic, but some people know more. I don't, you know, obviously I know what I already acquired and the knowledge I have, and looking this stuff up and seeing that it sells and seeing that guys are into this, a lot of them, thousands of other guys, and I'm not, it's just not me. Trust me on this. I don't have to prove anything to anyone, but I'm just telling you guys, if you guys care about this, you know, video, I'm just letting you guys know that there's a lot of people on there think I'm goofy and retarded, and you know, and they're just trying to bash me about this. But you know, hey, I'm proud to have this fetish, guys. Truthfully, I'm a proud person because it's what I think. It's the thoughts that I think. It's with me.
To be honest, like, yes, it's fucking nasty, but I actually respect the fact that even though he got the piss taken out of him for it in a previous video, he still came back and posted this one of him doubling down.
And you know, I like everything else. A lot of other just normal stuff, like just, you know, I even, you know, I just would be lucky if I could even cuddle with a woman. Thing of it is the only time and I'm gonna be real about this, the only time that I ever get any contact from a female is when I either get my teeth cleaned at the dentist office or I get my damn hair cut. Isn't that pretty pathetic and sad? And that's been the story of my life every Valentine's Day for the past. I'm just turned 35, guys. Only 1 year out of my whole life. I only had one Valentine's. So 34 years I spent my Valentine days alone. And that's the dang old truth right there. And the only time, guys, that I did spend a Valentine's Day was once in my life. I had a Valentine's Day with this one woman, lady. A friend up in Michigan took her to see Barry Manilow at a concert, and that was in 2002, February of 2002, guys. So we're in what, 2013? Do the math. What was that? 11 years ago? Yeah, almost 11 years. I haven't had a Valentine's with anybody. You know, only dated once in my life. But that's just off topic there. You know, everyone's going to have their own belief about this, and I guess in the long run, in the end, it comes down to there is no right or wrong. I mean, there is a right to a point, to an extent. There's a right. There's a correct analysis of this, or a correct solution, or not solution, but answer to this topic. You know, and fart. You know, your guts. You know, it's basically what's in your insides and what comes out, how it's processed, digested, and what you eat. And being that she's pretty, you know, and it's just an interesting topic, and it just gets me excited, gets my hormones going, and turns me on pretty much. You know, just the thought and the idea, thinking about it, but especially that I've never really experienced it. So, but I've seen a lot of videos and footages about it, and guys that seem to love it and everything else. And I get jealous sometimes. I wish I could be a guy that can be in the presence of a hot chick, just letting loose for me. It's not a coincidence or anything, but I had this hat longer than the t-shirt.
You know somebody is serious about their fetish when they've gone online and bought merch for a fetish. But I don't really understand the desire to wear a t-shirt that displays what makes you come. It's like Jimmy Savile walking around with a t-shirt that just says children.
But anyhow, well, okay, so I was just wondering, like, wondering what do pretty girls' butts smell like, and their farts. I have a thing for that.
Yeah, we know.
Like I said, I know you guys know, a lot of you guys out there know I've had, or are aware that I've had a fart fetish for a long time now. And to fantasize smelling a girl's anus. Hey, maybe you guys even like to smell, sometimes I hear people like to smell their own, or scent, their own butts. Like, for example, if a person's finished going to the bathroom, they like to smell their own tush. I don't know. And it's interesting because you yourself probably will enjoy it, although if you had to smell someone else's, you wouldn't enjoy it. So, to each his own. Everybody has a distinct odor, scent. And especially, I'd much rather smell a female's butt than a man's butt any given day, any day. If you ever notice, I used to clean bathrooms, and girls' bathrooms were always cleaner than the guys, and they all also smelled nicer. Aside from my fart fetish, I had a lot of other fetishes, but I'm over them pretty much. I mean, I was big into autoerotic asphyxiation at one time, for a long time. I'm not into it like I was. I'm not into it anymore. But now I'm more into the proctophilia. Fart fetish is the proper term is a proctophilia.
proctophilia or something, I think.
That is one word in this context that you definitely do not want to get wrong.
You could Google it, the term. There's scat fetishes in Japan, Asian countries. It's popular. People, eat shit. Models eat shit. Got some guys like to love looking at girls take dumps. Models take dumps. I mean, me being one of them, I'd love to see that. Scat. It's called brown shower scat. There's guys that like hot chicks that piss in their mouth. There's so many fetishes out there, guys. I'm not even going to go into it now. But, I just want to get that out there, though, so I can, look back on this one day, too, and for your entertainment and for your viewing pleasure or whatever. That's pretty much all I have. Leave me some comments. Like I said, I love woman rear ends, and especially the aroma from them. Even though I've never really got the chance. Maybe once or twice. When a girl got off a chair, once I smelled the seat. It smelled delicious, but other than that, I've never really got the chance to smell a hot chick's butt, ass. So, hey, that's it. Hope you enjoyed this, and if you could relate to me, then leave me a comment and share your experience and what you've seen, or what your opinion is. So, thanks for watching, and hopefully I could be putting in some health food videos too. Later.